Welcome, everyone, to the Lumio Back to School Bash. I am your host, Tisha Poncio, lead of education and community at Smart and Lumio. And I already see so many of you in the chat cheering each other on. I know that this is going to be a really incredible party. So I want you to do two things with me before we ever get started, okay? The first thing is I want you, hey, Michelle, good to see you. I want you to share out this link, this live link right now. I want you to share that out. So if you are watching from Instagram, if you're watching from YouTube or LinkedIn, that is your first call to action before we even get the party started. Share this link out with everyone and let them know to join all of us. We have so many things to get through today, and our producer and one of my favorite people at Smart and Lumio, Holly, said, we have so much to get through, Tisha, you have to hurry. But I want to make sure that you do that first thing. Then after you've shared out, some of you are already doing this. I want you to let us know a couple of things. Where are you joining from? So I see some people from all over the world, actually. So I want you to let us know exactly where you're coming from. You can include your title. And then I want you to tell us who was your favorite teacher and why. We have just a loaded show for you today because we've got a lot of people sharing a lot of different things. And if you are new to Lumio, if you are a veteran of Lumio usage, this show is going to be for you. And I also know that we have prizes to give away. And you know I like to give away prizes. So you want to be asking great questions, cheering on our hosts. I have some other hosts, some co-hosts, presenters with me. And then anything that you're popping in the chat, any question that you have as we're presenting, Holly, who is our producer, we know her and love her. She's gonna be popping your questions on stage, and we're gonna get to it. I'm gonna shout a couple of people out that I see. Sarah, so many of our ambassadors, Claudia, Lisa, I see you. Of course, we couldn't have a webinar without Mar joining us and sharing all of her greatness. Elizabeth, I see you. I also see Rachel. And there is Dr. Monica. It's great to see you. So we're going to go ahead and get started. We have, again, so many things to share, but feel free to engage on socials and follow Lumio all over. So we want you to follow because all of the news is going to come to you via social first. And if you're not an ambassador, we're going to show you how to be part of that community as well. So Holly, let's get going. We're going to start with the back to school bash slide deck. And feel free to take photos and tag us. We love to hear from you and we want to know more about how you're using Lumio. I need to bring up one of the coolest people at Lumio. So I'm going to bring up our very first presenter. Our first presenter is Joe Copeland. He is senior manager here at Lumio. And we're going to just kind of go over the agenda for them, Joe. What are we going to talk about today? Just in a couple of words. I know you have the very first bullet. So certifications, what's new, what's next, and then all of your question and answers. Now, Joe, before we even get started, your favorite teacher was Miss Bird. And Miss Bird was your journalism teacher. I want to know why you love Miss Bird so much. And then as a toss-in question, what was your favorite school lunch, Joe?
Oh, Miss Bird was great. So I loved my journalism class. I had her for 2 years, my junior and senior years in high school. And in my senior year, I even took a TA period to work on more editing stuff while I was with her. So she was awesome. And of course, my favorite school lunch was square pizza.
Square pizza. Everybody knows about square pizza. If you want to share your favorite lunch with Joe, pop it in the chat. So let's get started, Joe. We're going to talk a little bit about the new Lumio certification. Tell us what you know.
Sure, Tisha. This summer, Lumio was awarded the Digital Promise Research-Based Design ESSA Tier 4 certification. And what that really means for teachers and students is this: Lumio isn't just a set of digital tools. It's built on proven practices that make a difference in learning. We created the Lumio logic model that maps to how Lumio supports things teachers care about every day, giving students voice, checking understanding in the moment, making learning accessible to everyone, and helping kids collaborate and engage with content in meaningful ways. And the research is clear. When students are more engaged, they learn more deeply and they take greater ownership of their learning. So this certification is important because it validates what teachers already see in their classroom with Lumio, students who are more active and more confident and more connected to their learning. And we're proud of that recognition, but even more proud to be part of what you all are doing every day to help students engage, express themselves, and love learning.
Absolutely. You know what I love about Lumio, and this is something, Joe, that I noticed long before I joined all of you, but the time and effort put into getting these certifications. I think what I loved about that is it really showed that there is a lot of work going on behind the scenes to make sure that you're reaching all of the teachers and all of the students. And I just want to commend all of you that will be joining the stage with me today on all of your hard work. And that does include our producer, Holly. So you guys give her a round of applause in the chat. She deserves that. Thank you, Joe. What do we have next? Because I don't know, but I'm guessing
Next up,
it's my
we
product.
have some what's new in Lumio, and you do have the first one.
You are absolutely right. So let me pull up my little windows here. Now, what I want to talk to you about is Book Creator. And this Book Creator embed may seem so simple. But one of the things I think all of you know as teachers, it's sometimes those really simple things that are so powerful to help us layer in learning within our classroom. So if our districts are forcing us, right, to use certain software, we also want to figure out how are those going to play together and help me elevate the instructional strategies to get my students to meet those learning goals. So a Book Creator is an embed. It's brand new. Some of you discovered it before I even discovered it and told me all about it and said, Tisha, what is this? So I'm going to share my screen and just show you briefly how this Book Creator embed is going to work. So we're going to switch over to my screen. I know Joe is, he's driving the other screens. We've got a couple of things. I told you we had a lot planned for you. So when you're in Lumio, you're going to be looking for this embedded content option right here. And what I love already, because I'm a visual learner, is I already see that Book Creator icon. I know some of you in the chat are already using Book Creator, and so many of you, I know I saw Miranda and Claudia and a couple of other people, Michelle, who have helped us pull together some templates for other users on Book Creator and Lumio. So this is what you're looking for in Lumio. And then what you'll do is you'll go into Book Creator and you will be looking for one of your books. You will be looking for a book that a student has submitted. And what you can do is then layer the books into your learning. So you would hit copy link right here. And when you copy that link, you'll see, you'll get a little note that says copied to the clipboard, and then you'll go over into your Lumio lesson. You will click embed content, and then you have the option right here to paste in that link, and you'll go about your lesson as you normally would. What is cool about this, and I know many of you know this in the classroom, you don't want your students going in and out of certain apps, but this allows you to bring in your books and layer that with all of the amazing tools in Lumio. So you can do that. You can find that link like on these. If I want to click the share button, I can copy the link directly to this book and I can do the exact same thing. It's as easy as making square pizza, I bet, Joe. So moving on, if you have any questions about Book Creator, you can pop them in the chat. Of course, you have the best team here to answer all of your questions, but reach out. I know so many of you in the chat are already using these tools and can answer questions as well. And then next up, I am going to have Manat join me. Manat, welcome to the stage and welcome to the Back to School Bash. How are you?
I'm doing awesome. How are you doing?
I'm great. Tell me a little bit about where are you right now in the world?
I'm in Seattle, Washington. So
okay.
Not born here, but raised there pretty much. So yeah.
So I didn't plan on talking about this, but when I first joined the team, Anat and I had a really awesome conversation, and I believe your parents were both teachers. Is that correct?
They were. That's right. So I grew up in a very education-centric household.
I'm talking a lot, so I need some water. Okay, so this is Manat McLeod, and he is a principal product manager. Again, I told you, you have all the amazing guys to answer the questions today. Did you know that so I'm sure he's not told anybody this for a long time, but Mr. Kelly was your English teacher freshman year. And what is it that you liked specifically that Mr. Kelly did in high school, Manat?
Yeah, I remember Mr. Kelly noticed that a lot of the students in the class, like myself, for a lot of us, English was our second language. And so as he was like, I think we were doing a poetry unit or something like that. And he had, he sort of switched up his curriculum and allowed a bunch of us to translate, famous poems into our native languages and recite them in front of the class. And I just thought it was like a really awesome way to kind of like bring, some cultural sensitivity and awareness to sort of like the diversity of our cohort. So I thought that was awesome. That stuck with me, all the way to this day.
I love that. So many English teachers get the shout out. I've noticed a lot of adults now will always shout out those English teachers or the teachers that kind of gave them that creative outlet. So you're going to talk to us about Lumio AI Assist. And I know that this is a big thing. Everybody is talking AI. Tell us a little bit about the Lumio AI Assist updates.
Sure. So for those that aren't familiar, Lumio AI Assist allows you to instantly create quiz-based activities. So that includes response, monster quiz, team quiz, game show, and speed up. So you just enter a prompt and very quickly you've got a full quiz ready to go. And then you can choose any of those activities to use in the classroom. This feature was released last March, but it was only available to Spark Plan users. So now the big update that I'd like to share today is that this is now available in a limited form to folks on the free plan. If you're freemium, if you're just testing out Lumio, or if you're part of our standard plan, you get a little bit more access. So we've just opened up the floodgates to a point and allowed all of our users access to Lumio AI Assist now.
So what I heard you say, Manat, so correct me if I'm wrong, essentially everybody gets to work with AI Assist and see how that is going to help them in their classrooms. So when you were putting this together, you guys were working on it in the back end, what was really the motive for this piece? What were you thinking? Were you thinking of the teacher in the classroom that needed to save time? Like, what were you really thinking as you were day-to-day working through this?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, our entire suite of game-based activities does make it easy for teachers to create game-based content. However, in observing teachers actually like filling out a 10-question quiz, there's a lot of work that goes into it, and a lot of, you have to write all of the text and all of the incorrect answers. And so taking away that burden and making it a much more streamlined process while still giving teachers full control and the ability to edit and make fine tunes to the content. That's what was our main driving force behind it, to really help save teachers additional time.
I love that. Thank you, Manat, for sharing that. Do we have something else, Manat, for you? I'm pulling up, you guys know, if you know me at all, I've got 4 different windows happening so I can find, because I'm so excited about all of the things. Manat, we have the next thing, right? You have the next slide as well.
Before we move on from this one,
sure.
Yeah, before we move on from this one, I did want to highlight that that we're going to expand AI Assist, not just to quiz-based activities, but to generate entire lessons with activities in them. So look out for that in the next coming weeks. You do need to be part of our beta channel in order to access that, but it's super easy to join beta. I believe there's a link in here to teach folks how to do that.
Absolutely. And that is a fantastic tip right now. If you are watching, again, we've not done a whole lot of interaction, but you can pull up your Lumio account as the guys and girls and all of us are talking, and you can go become part of that beta group. Next up, we have Shout It Out. And I know this is a fabulous one, Manat. Go ahead.
All right. So Shout It Out is now available for asynchronous workflows. So it's a small change in the setup of a Shout It Out activity. But you'll notice there's a box where you can select either independent work or live in class. And independent work allows you to now assign Shout It Out to students so that they can they can participate outside of class and on their own time. So you have an asynchronous workflow available for Shout It Out now. That's also available for response as well, for those who might not have seen that towards the end of last school year.
That's amazing. Listen, Shout It Out is one of my absolute favorite things. And I think this independent work piece is so good because you're hitting with it says one tiny little box, but a very exciting update. You're hitting, I always think of it from a neurodivergent perspective. A lot of times you're going to get my best work when I can work independently. So love this one. Manat, you've been busy. I think you have something else as well, don't you?
Few more. Yeah, let's keep it going. If you're part of the beta channel, you can access this right now. So if you're delivering a lesson, you find a little toolbox icon, and within that, we finally added widgets to Lumio. So long-standing request from folks, especially for those that might be familiar with widgets from Smart Notebook. We have a limited selection right now. So you've got the dice, you've got spinner, traffic light, and timer. You can customize them. And we'll have more coming in the next few weeks, right? So we're going to continue to add to the widget collection within the Lumio beta channel, and eventually we'll take those to our main channel, so that, or to main distribution, so everybody has access to those as well. So additional classroom engagement tools, additional classroom management tools, exciting things coming down the pipeline here.
It's funny. I remember in that same conversation where we talked about your parents, I do think I asked you for a timer and you were like, Tisha, we're working on it. And I love everybody's so excited about the spinner and the timer and all of the widgets. So you can see the excitement in the chat. And then the last thing you're going to talk to us about is another fan favorite called...
Well, it's the Lumio app. So
yes,
for those of you who have access to any of our smart displays, there is now conveniently an app icon that you can find, and you tap on that and it opens up the Lumio experience. It's exactly the same as the Lumio experience on the web. So you have a nice convenient destination for that. And it works seamlessly with the device pens, right? So regardless of what device you're on, you can pick up a pen, you can ink directly into Lumio, and that ink will persist. It'll stay there, so that, if you've made additional notes or highlights and you go back and review your lesson later on, everything's going to be there. So this is available on all of our Smartboard GX Plus series I just released, the GX V3, as well as our IQ4 displays, and it will be coming out on IQ3 in the next few weeks here.
Wow, that's amazing. I know you're going to be joining again with me in a second. We're going to hop you backstage and bring up another product friend. Min, hello. You are not a veteran to webinars. You've joined a couple of webinars recently. Everybody,
Hey, everyone.
you aren't sure of Min. Here he is, all decked out in his Lumio gear. And he's going to talk about the next really exciting update, class sessions. I am hearing so much buzz around class sessions. Tell us more about it, Min.
Yeah, I guess you probably would have seen class sessions if you signed into Lumio recently. So rest assured, it lets you do everything you're able to do with Lumio and more. And also, I want to just thank you all for going on to User Voice, submitting ideas, voting on them, because this is one of the top ideas that we've had on User Voice, and it feels great to be able to do something to address the feedback that you've been giving us. So the basic concept with class sessions, you probably noticed, is that we've sort of separated your lesson content and student data that you capture when you deliver that lesson content to your students. So now all of the files that you have in your My Library essentially become kind of like templates. So whenever you want to do something with a resource with students, you simply start new, and that automatically creates a copy, a quote unquote copy, or what we call sessions now for you to use with your students and capture student data in. So this way you don't have to go and manually duplicate the lesson, wait for it to copy. It will just do it automatically for you. And once it's in a session, you can go back to it, review, continue delivery, review the student data. And another really cool thing with class sessions that it allows you to do is to be able to deliver multiple Lumio lessons, or have multiple Lumio lessons open in different tabs in multiple devices. So for example, you can drive live lesson delivery in one tab and review student work in a completely different lesson in a different tab. So hopefully that will make your workflows much more efficient. And there's more to class sessions. I won't go over all of it in this session. Holly has a great resource that tells you all about it. And as the name suggests, we plan on doing more along the concept of classes. So sessions is just the start of that. So definitely look out for features to come that relates to classes, such as being able to have multiple co-teachers in a class, or other ways to organize your class data. Oh, Tisha.
Yes, I was muted. I was muting myself to take a drink of water, and then it just like came out. So I know that there's so many questions around class sessions, and we have one here. Lisa's asking, can group work be done synchronously?
Yeah, absolutely. Group work can definitely be done asynchronously. So with class sessions, you can create as many, or you can assign as many sessions as you want, and you can get the session link by clicking on share assignment and sharing that with different groups of students, so that they can all work on that asynchronously. So yes, you can use that either as a way to differentiate the content that you deliver to different groups of students, or use it as a way to drive centers. So it's very flexible in terms of how you can leverage that.
So I want to just hit on two things, man. Don't leave me, because we have one fun thing and one like business like thing. But I see a ton of questions in the Facebook group. I've kind of been watching. If you're not in the Facebook group, we will pop that link so you can join the Facebook group. It'll be in the chat. I know Merritt has a couple of questions about folders. I've seen some questions on Facebook about using up storage or editing sessions and things like that. We will remind you, but there is a place for you to reach out to the product team. Holly can pop that in the chat as we are going. But remember, you have the guys here that we will screenshot those questions. We will get back to you on that, because I know that you're using that, and that's what we love. You're using it, so you have a ton of questions and a ton of suggestions for class sessions. Now, men, this is a perfect time because you are the veteran. I didn't tell anybody this at the beginning, but I have some people watching so that we can give away prizes. We'll show some of the prizes in a bit. I'm not going to shout you out yet, but I do want you to know that some of you who are watching have already been identified as prize winners. We'll review that later. And then you can help me shout out their names, okay? Okay, so now we have Minot coming back up. I believe this is the point. Yes, okay. And we could have left Min up. That's fine. It could have been a whole party. It is a party. So Minot, we are going to talk about the individual handouts dashboard, which I happen to know that people are so excited about. Tell us more about what we're going to be able to do with this.
Yeah, sure. So handouts remain one of our most popular activities because I think they're super flexible and really useful. So we've put some additional time and effort into making this an even better experience. So something that's out right now that kind of quietly released over the summer, we've updated the student status page so that if you're looking at your handout dashboard, you can tell which students are connected, but maybe haven't started yet. So if you need to go and tap somebody on the shoulder, you can easily go do that. You can tell who's in progress and who's done. So slight improvement over where we were a few months ago. And then coming soon, we've got the ability to export the student work as PDFs, and you'll have a few options there as well. So stay tuned. That's coming in the next little bit here.
You know what, I've heard buzz about this, and when you guys talk about handouts and PDFs and things like that, teachers get so excited because, again, to your point in the beginning, it helps us kind of save time. The chat is going crazy. They are loving all of these updates. Because we have more things coming next, I'm going to bring up Diana. So there she is. Welcome to the stage, Diana. It's great to have you. I believe this is your very first webinar. Is that right?
I think so. Yeah.
So welcome. And I just want to cover, we're going to bring Min back up. So I haven't asked Min this question yet, just because he's the veteran. But your favorite teacher was Mrs. McPhillips. She was your high school language arts teacher. Shout out to all high school English teachers out there. What did you love about Mrs. McPhillips that just made her different and made her memorable to you?
Miss McPhillips was very extroverted and always really enthusiastic about all the topics. And she got everyone involved. But also she let us eat snacks in our classroom.
I know. It's so interesting because I think we talk about eating snacks in teachers' rooms or eating lunch in teachers' rooms, but don't you think it is also about that level of safety and trust where you can go to that teacher's room and like you don't feel like you have to kind of be on, if you will, as a student. So I love that. Well, we have some incredible updates and you're going to share so many new things. So I'm going to let you take it away. We're going to start with team libraries.
Yeah. So many of you guys are hopefully in our Spark tier where you have access to the organization library. And the organization library allows you to share content throughout your entire organization. And then you also have access to shared libraries where you can do more of that peer-to-peer sharing with you and a co-teacher maybe, and you can share files and you can co-edit on those files on any of the pages in those files. You can be in the lesson together at the same time, even on the same page at the same time, co-editing that lesson together. We wanted to create kind of a midway between the two, which is our new concept called team libraries. So this allows for more private sharing across your organization that's still owned by the organization. So for example, if one of your teacher leaves, the library is still there for you guys to all collaborate in together because there can be multiple admins. You can have an unlimited amount of these team libraries. You can have unlimited amount of users in these team libraries. And again, all the content in these team libraries is co-editable, or you can co-author on all of this content. So we really want Lumio to be a collaborative space where you'd never have to build anything alone. You can work with your fellow teachers. So we're expanding that capability there as well.
That's amazing. I know so many people are going to love this, myself included, because I was trying to create a space and I was like, I want to be able to do this thing. And everybody was like, Tisha, calm down. Calm down. You're going to be able to do that soon. So I know that we love that. I see in the chat, Lisa is excited about that. So many people love this concept. What else do you have up your sleeve coming soon?
Yeah, so Manat spoke a little bit about the Lumio app. And then to go along with our Lumio app, we have this new capability to be able to sign into Lumio using this QR code. So you can imagine a lot of you guys are probably Netflix or Disney Plus users where if you're on your TV, you don't want to type in the information on the TV. Same with Lumio, you might not want to sign into Lumio on your board and put in your login information in front of the class, in front of everyone. So now what you can do is you can just scan this QR code and put in your information on your phone, and then it'll log you in on the board. So this works both in the browser version when you get to if you're logging into Lumio, and it works through our new Lumio app as well. So just an easier way to get you up and running in your classroom day on Lumio.
I just feel like this is like, it's one of those really simple things, right? But as we are signing in, like you said, to Netflix and Disney and whatever, anytime I'm at my TV and I'm like, sure, they sign me out for whatever update. And I get so frustrated because I'm like, I have to figure out how to type all of these things. I think this is fabulous. I think this is a really, really great addition coming soon. Yes, so many people in the chat are so excited about the things that you and your team are doing, Diana. We've essentially, I think we're going to make Holly happy because we've gone through, I believe, every slide pretty much in the slide deck. Is that right? Joe, you want to join us on stage and kind of bring us together? Yeah, it's time for questions.
It is.
So we're going to bring everybody up for the party. And as we're doing that, Min, I didn't forget, you have a favorite teacher as well. Your favorite teacher, Miss Smith, your art teacher. Ironically, my son is taking art this year and he had his very first art class. And why was Art and Mrs. Smith your favorite teacher?
Yeah, so art was my favorite subject, and I was my nickname was the art geek in high school because I spent all my time in the art room, even at lunchtime. So she was nice enough to leave the art room open. A lot of kids had their lunches there, so it was a good hangout spot.
That's amazing. Again, as Diana and I were chatting, it's about building that safe space. And I believe the power behind Lumio, I think, is one of those where it is meeting the students where they are, but the teachers are able to connect with their students in that way as well and build that trust. And maybe they're eating lunch with their teachers, also working through Lumio lessons. So we want to go over any questions. So I'm just gonna double check the chat. There are so many different things. So Christiane, she's asking, the widgets, is it a tool that students can use? I'm not sure if we addressed that one yet. Does anybody want to take that?
So not yet, not while it's in beta. When we transition from beta to our full release, then teachers will be able to choose which pages they want widgets to show up on, and they can pre-configure the widgets so that students will be able to interact with them. But it's not going to be a free-for-all for students. The teacher will have to set up like, okay, I want a spinner on this page, or I want dice on this page, and then it'll be available for students.
Absolutely. I'm going to ask Holly if you see any questions, if you'll star those for me. Some of the questions that I saw on the Facebook group, again, kind of going back, is there a way to open a lesson for a whole group without starting or saving it as a new session? Joe, I'm going to let you take that one. They're kind of talking about storage and having to delete sessions. What do you have for us about that?
Sure. So we don't have a traditional delivery outside creating a session anymore. So when you create a session, if you don't want to clog up your storage quota with a whole bunch of sessions, in this case, the teacher was returning to the same session every day. So instead of opening a new one fresh and then having to delete it, I suggest she go into class sessions and just reopen the same session that she used the day before. So you can actually recycle and reuse those sessions for multiple deliveries.
Absolutely. Also was looking at if I edit a session, will it edit my master in my library? I've answered that question a couple of times, but I'll let anybody on stage take this one. What did you want to talk about? Editing sessions? What feedback have you heard?
Yeah, so when we first launched, we heard a lot of feedback about wanting to edit sessions in live delivery. So happy to say that has been launched recently. So now you're able to edit your sessions when you're delivering in live, also when you're in the class sessions tab, so you can make customizations, differentiations between the students that you're delivering to. For that question specifically, right now, edits in the session only pertain to that session. So those changes will not go directly back to the original. But that is something that's we thought was a good idea. So I think Joe had added that as a user voice idea yesterday. So definitely, if that workflow is something that you would like to see in Lumio, please vote for that on user voice, and we'll definitely follow up with that.
Absolutely. I do want to take that kind of segues into what I want to share. And Holly will pop this link in again, but you can submit or vote on ideas and give this team feedback. We're going to pop the link, user voice, in the chat. It's a direct channel to the product management team. So you have their ear. Make sure you're sharing with them, and our fantastic leader, Joe, is a celebrity in the Facebook group. If you tag Joe, he is looking at your feedback. He's looking at those screenshots. And so we want you to continue to share. It reminds me a lot of Nemo. Did you guys ever watch Finding Nemo long ago, where, the crowd of fish are making the movement and they're doing so many things? I feel like the teacher voice, the share your voice piece, they have power in that and are really giving those use cases. So make sure you do that. Joe, it is time in the program for you to show your monster. I think you have a monster over there somewhere. Not a drink, by the way. It isn't a Monster energy drink. There we go. We have a monster.
Ollie as a prize.
You do. How many of those monsters would you say you have?
I have 3. I have a Bali, and I don't remember off the top of my head who the other 2 I have are. But yeah, we have 3 monsters to give away.
Yes, we're going to give away 3 monsters, and I'm about to call out those names. And then we also have some sticker packs that we're going to give away. So we're going to give away some sticker packs. And I've told Joe that with every monster, I'm going to match his prize with a gift card. And so what you're going to do is if you are a winner, you are going to email me. We'll have Holly pop my email in the chat because we'll need your mailing address and your email address as well. And so let's see, Joe. Let's see who our very, very first winner is. I know you're all waiting. So our first winner is, we have, let's see, Rachel, I believe. Rachel, I don't have a last name, but you guys may see Rachel's last name. Oh, I see it. It's our Rachel, Ambassador Rachel. There you are. You are the winner of one of the monsters. Sarah, you are the second winner of a monster. And of course, Merritt, you are a winner of a monster. Not the drink either. Don't be expecting the energy drink. And I will also get you that gift card. We also have prizes going to Monica and Lisa, and then Matt. I see Matt has one, and Kelly, as well as Michelle Lyles. I see you. Let's see. Let me keep looking. Elizabeth, you're on the prize list as well. I think I've listed all of the prize winners. If I haven't, Holly will remind me because she's good like that. And now we're going to bring up a screen. Everybody can stay on the stage. We're going to share. Oh, Christiane, yes. Okay. We've identified you also as a winner. I'm watching the winner chat. So we have all of these resources. If you are not new to webinars with Lumio, these resources are not new to you. But if you are brand new or you haven't been here in a while, I want to point them out. We have so many different resources to help support you in your journey with Lumio. And I want to give a special shout out to the Academy because our team specifically has been working on improving your Academy experience. So you'll be watching for that. That is one of the things coming soon. I'm excited to share that with you. So just be watching socials. You can follow me on social, follow Lumio. We will be telling you more about Academy very soon, but we have the webinars. You can follow us all over social and get all of your news there. I know that's a really great way to meet you where you are. We have another challenge for you, I believe. I don't know if we have a slide. I've forgotten. Holly and Joe are keeping me on track. So Joe, it might be the next slide or not. Become an ambassador. We do want you to become an ambassador. There is a chat full of ambassadors, and they are a great, lovely group to go to with your questions. But we would love for you to be a part of this ambassador group. And what I'll tell you with that specifically, I have been pulling some ambassadors in for some special projects, some different focus groups. We want to hear from you in specific surveys on the state of education, for example. I may be reaching out to you for some other things. We want you to be involved and really want to elevate you as a professional with the expertise that you have. So if you aren't an ambassador, definitely scan that QR code. I'm sure Holly will put that in the chat so you can click the link directly as well. And then I think we might have one more slide, but I might also be wrong, Joe. There it is. Now we have another challenge because I like to give away prizes all the time, and it's back to school. And what I happen to know about back to school, as a former teacher, I was in the classroom for 22 years. I promise you that the majority of the things in my classroom were bought out of my own pocket, aside from the basic supplies. And so what we want to do is we want to reward you. And your challenge is going to be to use one of the feature improvements that we've shared with you today. And you are going to share a screenshot of your lesson. You can screenshot the screen. You can do a video. I will, just because I'm digital citizenship teacher, I'm going to tell you, maybe don't show your children's face on the screen, but if it's the back of their heads or you want to show something specific, we really just want to see what you're doing and how these updates are impacting and improving the learning for your students and just your day-to-day. Make sure you're tagging Lumio Social and the hashtag Lumio challenge, because that's how we're going to find your photo, by clicking that hashtag. I believe I'm just 10 minutes over, Holly, and we're going to leave this screen up. I want to say thank you so much to my presenters, Min, Diana, Joe, Manat. Thank you so much for your hard work. While I wasn't at the beach, but while so many people were at the beach, I know you guys were behind the scenes working on all of these updates so they would be ready for the teachers and the students for back to school time. Really enjoyed sharing the stage with you today. I'll take this off. Again, you know where to find Joe. He's on Facebook in the Facebook group. And you also know to sign up for beta. We want you to do that and make sure that you are following us, because all of those cool updates will continue to come to your social as well as the webinars. Thank you again. And we will see you all again very soon. Bye.